My name is Eben. This Thanksgiving, my family isn't going to be able to have the number of guests over that we would usually have. So we won't be having as big of a meal as we usually do. But I was thinking maybe Thanksgiving is about more than just having a feast. So I picked this book that is called The Secret of Saying Thanks. And maybe this book will teach us a little bit more about the holiday of Thanksgiving in case there's anybody else out there who isn't going to be having a big meal like I'm not. And this book, let's begin. The Secret of Saying Thanks. It was written by Douglas Wood, illustrated by Greg Shedd, and published by Simon & Schuster Books for young readers. The world is full of secrets, gentle, shy things that some people know and some don't. The best secrets are the ones that make us happy. And the best thing about any secret is sharing it with someone else who wants to know. And there is a girl and her dog, which looks like a golden retriever. And she's got yellow pajamas, and together they're watching the sun rise over the mountain, that golden ball. And they're on a patchwork quilt, checkerboard with some cool colors. And she's got a couple teddy bears and some books. Perhaps you'd like to know a secret, one of the happiest ones of all. You will surely find it for yourself one day. You'll discover it all on your own, maybe when you least expect it. And here we're seeing the front of the girl and the dog. If you remember on the other page, we were looking at them from inside the bedroom. This is now from outside the house. And it looks like the girl and the dog are watching a butterfly. This is a tiger swallowtail butterfly. And there's a ladybug and a bird that I think is a blue jay. You might discover the secret at dawn, a morning like all other mornings. The sun climbs over the edge of the earth and begins to fill the world with light and warmth. It touches your cheek with a golden ray, and you say softly, simply, thanks. Thank you, sun, for the gift of a new day, for all its choices and challenges, for all the beauty that it brings. And there is the sun again, climbing over the valley, and it looks like it's early in the fall because the trees have all their leaves, but the leaves are orange, and the sun is shining through the gaps in the leaves. And there's the yellow colonial house, which matches the girl's pajamas where she lives. And I think I see a girl and a dog in that window there. There's just the tiniest impression of them. Or sometime, perhaps, you'll notice a flower, as if for the very first time, and thank it and all of its bright brothers and sisters for the grace of their blossoms and the sweetness of their breath, meaning the scent that the flowers have. for coloring your path and reminding you how easy it can be to smile. And there is the girl laying in the field in the morning sun, and there's flowers everywhere. There's purple and pink and red and orange and everything in between. And she's got an orange flower in her hand, and the dog is cuddling up next to her. Or you might discover the secret when you find yourself under an old tree and, grateful for the cool shade on a hot day, stay a while beneath its limbs, remembering there the good and gentle gifts of all trees over all the earth, forests to explore, leaves to sing in the breeze, and roots to hold the earth in place, and simple lessons in how to grow. And there's the girl relaxing under this large tree trunk. And she's got her hat beside her, and there's a rake in the corner of the page. And the dog is watching over her while she rests. One long day you may stop to rest upon a rock, a silent stone that's been waiting age upon age for someone to come along and just say, thank you. Thank you, all stones and rocks and pebbles and hills and mountains. Thanks for your silence and patience, for standing still and not changing in a world so full of noise and speed and change. And there's the girl and the dog later in the day on this flat boulder. And I wonder, do you have a favorite rock you like to go to? Even though the weather changes and the leaves change and the seasons change, rocks are always exactly the same throughout the year. And there's people and other things that are like that too, that you can always depend on. I hope you have some of those in your life. You may even find the secret when you hear a bird sing and feel grateful for the gentle music of the skies, for flash of wing and brightness of feathers, for the good company of gentle creatures who dance upon the wind. And there's the girl looking up in a tree and seeing this wonderful bird that looks like some kind of warbler. She's touched by the colors of its feathers and the way it sings. And perhaps you'll remember to thank all creatures who swim or crawl or creep or burrow or climb or run. Creatures with fur or feathers, horns or hooves or scales or shells. They remind us of the mystery and beauty of all life. And they save us from a great loneliness here on our small blue planet, sailing among the stars. I like those words. I think animals do save us from being very lonely. It would be extremely lonely if we didn't have animals to be our pets, and it would be terrible if we didn't have animals to give their lives so they could feed us or do all the other important things that animals do. And here's the girl throwing a tea party. And she's invited a stuffed lion, and a large stuffed rabbit, and a teddy bear, and a plush pony, and this stuffed lobster here. And there's a kitty at the tea party, and I think the kitty is hoping to get some milk. And there's a rabbit watching from here, and the rabbit says, "No thank you, I don't like tea, but if you're offering salad, the rabbit would like some salad." And the dog is keeping away from the party because the dog wants the cat to feel safe. And those stars themselves, tiny, twinkling beams from far, far away, farther than you can even dream, that give just enough light for dreaming or wishing upon. Don't forget to thank them. And the soft, shining moon, the night sun, that helps us to find our way in the dark. And the girl is swinging in the evening and seeing all the stars in the night sky and the shooting star and the moon which is hiding between the pages. And yes, even though it's dark at night, there are always stars shining. It might be too cloudy to see them, but the stars are always there. Beneath the moon, the earth's waters are spread with silver. Lakes and rivers, ponds and puddles, and streams and oceans. It is the waters that make the magic of life possible. Perhaps one day taking a cool drink, or paddling a canoe, or swimming or splashing in the sun, you will remember to say thanks. Thank you, waters, for sweet drinks, for cool swims and reflecting sunsets, and for the gift of life itself. And there's the girl looking at her reflection in this pool, and seeing the reflection of the stars and the moon and this bright shining fish. And there's dragonflies, and even though dragonflies fly through the air, or they might rest on a plant or on the ground, dragonflies spend most of their life living underwater as a nymph, which is another name for a baby bug. Maybe you'll find the secret in your own home. Sitting around a table with people you love, giving thanks for good food and the good earth that gave it, for the many hands that prepared it, and for family to share it. And there is the girl with her family. It looks like there's Grandpa and Grandma and the dog is getting a treat, either a piece of meat or maybe a sweet potato. And I think the dog deserves a treat for being such a good, loyal friend throughout the book. And I'm not sure what they had for dinner, but there's a glass of water, and Grandma has a cup of tea, and there's some apples on the table over there. Perhaps one day you'll feel the secret when someone is holding your hand, or kissing away tears, or hugging you close, or reading you a story, or tucking you into bed at night and reminding you to say your prayers. Or it might be in your bedtime prayer itself, as you say thanks for sun and moon and stars and rocks and trees and flowers flowers and waters and birds and animals and all those who love you and the love you feel for them. And there's the girl back in her yellow pajamas, and she's praying and remembering all the things we saw earlier in the book, along with some new things. There's the flowers in the field and some deer that are new, and there's the tree and the moon and the stars and some new sunflowers and that tiger swallowtail butterfly and a new white dove and a shooting star and a starfish and a scallop shell in the water. It's quite an imagination. For here is the secret, if you haven't already guessed it. I wonder what the secret is. What do you think the secret is? Let's find out. The heart that gives thanks is a happy one, for we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. The more we say thanks, the more we find to be thankful for. And the more we find to be thankful for, the happier we become. And it's a new day, and the girl is sitting between her grandmother and the dog, and the three of them are watching the sunrise together. We don't give thanks because we're happy. We are happy because we give thanks. And there's Grandma and the girl and Grandpa and the dog, and it looks like they're all going on a picnic because Grandma has a picnic basket under her arm. And that is the end of the story. And I think this story is hard to understand, even for a grown-up like me. But if I had to take a guess, I'd say that happiness is something that we can't always feel, and it's important for us to take time and think about the things that make us happy, because when we do that, we're giving ourselves reasons to be happy. And that's what makes us more likely to be happy, is when we think about the things that we're glad we have in our lives. So if you're like me, and you might not be having all your family with you this Thanksgiving, maybe together we can think about things that we are glad we have, and we can enjoy the holiday by giving thanks on Thanksgiving. I'd like to end by listing just a few things that I'm thankful for this year. I'm very thankful for you, my wonderful audience, for listening so closely and for spending your time with me and for giving me a reason to find these wonderful books that I enjoy too. And I'd also like to thank my mom, who's the person behind the camera. And she makes it so you can see the pictures more easily. Thank you, Mom. And I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.